Got an investing hack for you today. I'm going to show you how to grow your money way faster than what you think is possible. I got a 40-year-old we're going to do a couple things. I'm going to walk you right through this whole example. 40 years old, in a couple years, going to take a $15,000 a year vacation every year for as long as he wants. After that, he's also setting himself up for retirement. Right now, we're going to assume he has nothing, and we're going to add another $40,000 on top of that of annual income, and he'll also, by the time he's 100, have about $2.5 million in his account. So, all right, let's jump in and let's get over to the spreadsheet here. So, what we've got is here's what we've got. We're starting 39, 40 years old. After the first year, we'll be 40 years old. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take the first year, got $30,000. So you got a bonus at work, whatever it is. You have to come up with $30,000. You have to start. You have to get this thing off the ground, and you have to start. Okay, what we're doing here is the first year we're gonna invest $30,000, and then we're gonna go $20,000 a year every year down to year 10. Okay, so in 10 years, the total outlay that we've put out here would be $210,000. Now, this is an infinite banking concept example. So follow with me here. Everyone that I talk to says, well, when I try to explain the infinite banking concept, why don't you just do that in a savings account? And I'm going to show you exactly why right here. So here we've got cash value of the infinite banking policy. Okay, and as you can see, this is no lie. I'm not trying to hide this. In the first year, you have put $30,000 into this, but your cash value is only worth $26,660. Okay, where savings, they paid you 0.01%, and the bank was so nice they paid you $3. All right, but all you got to do is scroll down here a little bit and see where it crosses. So look at year 4. We're at 90, we're at 89. Year 5, we're at 110, we're 112. So somewhere in that 4th to 5th year, that's where everything crosses up. So after 5 years, so if this is long-term investment strategy, this is what you need. Okay, so in 5 years, you'll have put $110,000 in. Remember, 30 plus 20 plus 20, all the way down to 5 years. You have put $110,000 into it. Your cash value is now $112,000, while your savings account is now going to get left in the dust. It's $110 and $35. You made $35 so far. Okay, great. So if you take this all the way down, and this is all you do, and this is not where we're going with this example, but some people have zero retirement funds. They have nothing set up, and maybe they don't have a 401k at work. They don't have anything. But if you can do, these are sample numbers. If your numbers are different, we can run different numbers. We can run different samples for you. But this is showing you the power of what this can do. So this alone, just as a standalone retirement account, only putting in for 10 years. Okay, $210,000 is all you ever put in. All right, running side by side with your savings equivalent. After 10 years, you're going to have $250,000 basically of cash value, where your savings account has $210,000. Let's go down to year 20. We've got $422,000 of cash value. You're still stuck at 210 over here in the savings equivalent. Okay, want to go down to 30? We're at 707. We're bumping on the door of $1 million. We've made $500 over here in the savings account. This is insane. All right. When do we cross 1 million? Right? Oh, look at there. Cells aren't even big enough. Year 38 into it. So the 38th year, when this person is 77 years old, just doing nothing but putting in $210,000 right here in the first 10 years, will bring them, by the time they're 77, they'll be a millionaire. They'll have $1 million of cash value in this account. Had they done the same with the savings account, you're still at $210,000. Okay. I took this all the way down to 100 years old. So if you do this till you're 100, you've got $2.6 million basically. And look over here, the savings account, you got $211,000. They paid you $1,194 for the use of that $210,000 your entire life. Isn't that nice of them? Okay, now, but what we're going to do is we're going to put this on steroids a little bit, because what this does, the magic of the infinite banking, we're going to go over here to show you what we're going to do in 5 years. So what we're going to do is same thing. We're going to put the same amount of money in, and I'm showing this in cash value. These numbers never change, and I'm also going to show you what it's like in the savings equivalent. So in year 5, we're going to invest $100,000 into a private fund, making 15%. Now these are all over the place. I know it's hard to find online. You can't just where is it at? But trust me, if you look, they are absolutely everywhere. Hit me up if you need some help finding something like this. And I'm not telling you what to invest in, but I will just bring you opportunities if that's what you want. In year 5, what we're going to do is we're going to take a $100,000 loan against our cash value, or we're going to take $100,000 out of our savings. And now what I did here is this would have went up to $110,000, but then what I did is I took 100 out, but then I also put in the $15,000 that we're going to make from the investment. So I actually gave the savings a little bit of a boost right here, just to show you that it doesn't even matter. Okay. So in this 5th year, or the year number 1 of the investment, we put $100,000 into it, and paying 15%. All it's going to do is it's going to pay you $15,000 every year, and as long as you have this investment. So what we're going to do in the cash value in the IBC policy is we're going to take this $15,000 because we took out a loan against this 112. We're going to take this income of $15,000 and we're going to put it right back into the policy. Okay, so putting that back into the policy, we've got a policy loan here. Remember, it was $100,000. And with the policy interest, because yes, you have to pay interest on it. It's way cheaper than any bank right now. Right now, I can take a policy loan for 5.6%. Okay, I got a HELOC at 8%. I'm kind of looking for a car. Anything it's in the 8, 7, 8. So it's a way better rate anyway. So why not borrow from yourself, your policy, take the income and plow it all right back into the policy loan. Okay. So what I did is I took $100,000 and I took the $15,000 I put back into it, and I also accounted for the interest here. So look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. This is almost paid off. So somewhere in the 8th, 9th year, we're going to owe another. We'll take of our $15,000. We're going to take about half of it, and we're gonna pay this off. Okay, we're going to take $6,400, and we're going to be left with 85 with this and the policy interest. We'll be left with $8,500. Okay, so you start this at 40. By the time you are 52 years old, you now got you paid this back. Okay, you've got an $8,555 bonus that year. Every year after that you keep this going, you have a $15,000 extra money coming in. That's where you go ahead and go on a nice vacation every year, starting when you're 53. And when you're 52, you only get to go on an $8,555 vacation. But at 53, then for the rest of your life, or as long as you hold this investment, you can go on a $15,000 vacation, or you can reinvest it, or you can do whatever you want with it because it's your money. Okay. Now, to make apples and apples, what I did was I took this $15,000 of income, and see here we went from 90,000 down to 25,000. I kept dumping that back into the savings account. So not only, we still did this, okay? In year 5, I'm still throwing $20,000 into the savings account plus my $15,000 that I'm making, okay? And I'm letting it compound at the massive rate that they're giving you 0.0 nothing of the savings account as well. So I want to literally show apples to apples how this thing works. So look here, when this is paid off, your infinite banking policy is paid off in, let's call it year 13. Your infinite banking policy, now you have access to $292,000. In your savings account, you have access to $245,000, because remember, we had to suck this almost down to nothing when we took this out. We never took the money out of our infinite banking policy. We borrowed against it, so it continued to grow and compound exponentially, and that's why these numbers are getting so big so fast. Okay, so if we do that, there's how you get your vacation every year. Let's take this now all the way down. If with a $15,000 bump, we're still, and this guy, we'll say we got two twins here. This guy doing the IBC likes to party, likes to go on vacations, like to live life, have experiences. This is I'm just a diligent saver. I'm never going on vacation. I only want to keep pumping my savings back up. So what I did here is, for the next rest of his life until 100 years old, I put this $15,000 of income that he would have made from that investment, and I put it back into the savings account. So let's scroll on down until, oh look here, cash values out of room. So at 100 years old, putting $15,000 back into back into the savings, you're dead, and you have $968,000 in your savings account that you die and your wife is going to get. Meanwhile, you have to pay, you're paying tax on everything you make on this the whole way through. Yes, you're paying tax on this over here, but you're never paying tax on any of this stuff, okay? We're taking a loan out. It's not a taxable event. Here, you're 100 years old, you die, You went on a $15,000 vacation every year for all those years as I scroll through that, okay? And you're going to leave someone about $2.6 million of death benefit. At this point, your death benefit will be pretty equal to your cash value towards the end of your life, okay? So let's take it one step farther. Mr. Infinite Banking Policy is like, wait, I kind of like this. You know, he went through here. He went on a nice $8,500 vacation. He went on another $15,000 vacation. It's all paid back, okay? He doesn't owe anything else on his policy. It's like, well, why don't we do this again? It's like, absolutely. Let's check this out. So let's get my face out of the way. Let's come back over here, and in year 15, let's do this again. So when you're 54, so here's what he did. He went on an $8,500 vacation and then a $15,000 vacation. And guess what? This year, he's still going on another $15,000 vacation because he's got policy loans available. All right. We're done putting anything into the policy. Our original money going into the policy, we are done. This is a 10 pay. He's put his $20,000 a year in after 10 years. He is done. And over here, he's also done putting that into the savings, but yes, we're still putting the income into the savings is all I kept doing over here. So in year 15, what we do is we come through here. He looks at the old, let's say he looks at his infinite banking concept, and he's got about $325,000 of available cash value that he can borrow against. All right. So he looks over here and, year 14. Okay, let's call it year 14. He's got 308 available. In savings, he's got 260,000 available. Okay, his dumb twin brother only has 260. So what we do is I took a $275,000 loan. Okay, so year 15, invest another $275,000 again in a private fund doing 15%. Again, I can help you with finding these if you need help finding those. So in year, where are we at here? Okay, so by this time he's 55 years old. You're done putting into the policy. You're still taking a $15,000. You're just taking this and partying. The other dumb brother is taking this and he's putting it into his savings account. Okay. You're going to look here and you say, all right, I got some more money that I can take $275,000 and I'm going to do this again. So a $275,000 loan, or investment will generate at 15% will generate $41,250 every year. So what do? We just, for the first couple years, we just plow that all the way back into the policy. We repay that policy. Okay. And then right down here, we've got $17,000 left. Now you're still going on a $15,000 vacation every year. Now you've got $23,500 to add to that if you want to go on a really nice vacation when you're 62 years old. We're not even 65 yet, okay? And here's the extra money that we've got coming in. All right, so the next year after that, we've got another $41,000. He keeps going on his $15,000 vacation, and he also buys a $41,000 car every year because he can, or whatever he wants, a boat, grandkids, college fund, whatever you want. You've got another $41,000 plus $15,000, so you've got $56,250 extra coming into your life every year. Your infinite banking policy loan is completely repaid, and I'm just saying we're done. Right here, we're done. I don't know why you wouldn't do it again, but you could just keep. This is what I do with my policies. I buy a new one. As soon as I have enough cash value available to buy another investment, I go buy another investment. And I keep adding these dividends or payments or rent checks or whatever it is on that investment. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. All right. So if you look at this through the end of the lifetime, again, we got our diligent saver brother over here that he's never going on vacation. All he does is save, save, save. He's taking the $15,000 from the first investment. He's dumping it into there. He's also taking $56,000 a year and dumping it into his savings because that makes him feel warm and fuzzy. He's got a big number to look at. Never spends any money, but he's got a big number to look at. All right. Meanwhile, the cool brother over here, he's going on a $15,000 vacation and he's got an extra $41,250 in cash flow. He can retire. I don't know if it's not going to be that great of a retirement, but he wants to save something else. He's got a retirement. I don't know what he's got, but this is just extra money. Okay, you can reinvest it, you can do whatever you want with it. Let's take that on down to 100 years old. At 100 years old, look here, the savings guy. Remember, we put the same amount, we put the 210 in. The infinite banking guy put $210,000 in the infinite banking concept, and that's all he ever put into it. The rest of it, all the fruits of everything else that came after that, he just spent. Yes, he repaid his loan, he bought an investment, he repaid his loan, and he just blew it and had a party, had fun, had made memories, had a wonderful life. Okay? At the end of that diligent saver's life, he still doesn't come, he comes close, but he still can't pass what only the infinite banking policy would have done from day one, never doing any investing. All right. And now look at the other guy. The other guy made, he's got access to 200 or $2.5 million, $2.6 million. The saver has access to almost, we'll call it 2.6 if you want, I don't care. We'll say they've got equal access to savings. The infinite banking guy literally made, he had a $2,319,000 party. He had $2 million extra into his life that flowed into his life and maybe flowed out of his life. Maybe he saved it, maybe he gave it away, maybe he had a party. I don't know. You can do whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do. And this is the power of the infinite banking concept. Now, if we go back to just the savings versus the infinite banking concept, it's still way better. Now, a lot of people say, well, yeah, but you can invest in the stock market and maybe do better than that. Yeah, maybe you could. Okay. But can you do this and two other investments here? No. You put it in the stock market, it's stuck in the stock market. You show me a stock market investment that's going to be worth $2.6 million and also give you another $2.3 million of dividends throughout your life by doing what we've done here. If you do know of it, please tell me and I'll look at it because I don't know of anything like that. You want to get on the stock market roller coaster, and who has lived through the '08 crash, the 2000.com bubble? No one's probably left from the original Great Depression. When is the next downturn coming? Remember COVID when everything tanked and yeah, it all popped right back. But maybe we're on the brink of another collapse. And I think, what was it? The 07, '08 crash, I think it took, I don't remember how long it took after that to actually build back up to where it was actually even. And then if you also look at inflation, it's like it takes forever. I think maybe it was, I just read a book. It was I think it was the Great Depression. I think it took 25 years for the stock market to get back to the level of where they were at for the Great Depression. So it took 25 years plus you've lost out, and that's just dollar for dollar. Say you had $100 in and you got $100 here. That's not taking into account inflation. So after 25 years, what's the inflation? So I mean, it literally just takes forever. So this example I just went through here, I'll get my face out of the way again. To me, I don't know why you wouldn't. I mean, and I just threw in, these are some numbers. These are my numbers. This is what I did when I started when I was 39. I had $30,000 I put in first, and I said, all right, I think I can come up with $20,000 a year every year after that. But I'm only doing it for 10 years, and after that, I have the option of not continuing. I'm getting close. I'm 47 right now, so I only got a couple years that I have to pay on this. If I don't want to after that, I don't have to. I don't see that happening. I'm sure I will keep taking some of this investment income over here and I will plow that right back into it. And I'm just going to keep the ball rolling. I talk about it all the time. It's the ball rolling, snowball rolling down the mountain. So, all right, I'll shut up now. I'm getting long winded, but I hope this helps. Shoot me a text there if you're interested in, if your numbers are different than what those numbers are. If you have a vision of what you want, where do you want to be, and let's start there, and we can backtrack and we can get you to it. All right. Text Kyle at 855-529-1388 if you got any questions, and I hope to hear from you. And good luck.